Hey guys, so I'm here to film for The Amazing Race episode 3 by myself. Jen is taking the responsibility of doing the Challenge All-Stars season 2 finale by herself, and I'm going to be covering episode 3. It just seemed to work out easier if we split it. For now, we're going to be filming for episode 4 together, probably tonight or tomorrow. And then Celebrity Big Brother season 3 will be starting, so we'll be covering that. But until then, we have to get to Amazing Race. This episode, obviously, I'm going to start out with spoilers because if you haven't seen it, go see it first and then come back. This is the episode where they get the news that COVID is halting production. So some of the teams end up not being able to return. That's another spoiler for episode 4. But I will be covering the events of this episode, and we'll be talking about the teams that end up returning in episode 4, the episode that premiered yesterday. So let's just get started with episode 3. So this leg was to Scotland, and they start in Glasgow from a train station. They have to drive a manual car, which causes some problems, mainly with Caro and Ray, and also Arun and Natalia can drive the car. It's just that they end up getting lost. So the first roadblock, they had to assemble a bagpipe, and they have to play a note as long as the national anthem for Scotland. And Kim and Penn are the first to arrive, and they end up getting it solved pretty quickly. Kim is the one that ends up doing it. Arun and Natalia end up missing the important exit, the M8. Anthony and Spencer are pretty soon after them. And yeah, like I said, Caro and Ray, they end up arguing and she starts crying, and it's just, typical Amazing Race couple strife and drama. They end up making up after, but it was, a close call, I guess, in terms of an argument or a fight. So that's the first roadblock, is just the assembling of the bagpipes. The next detour, it's either kilt or rebuilt. And when you're doing kilt, if you watch this episode, you're probably sick of this song, or maybe you like it. Donald, where's your trousers? That's how they say it. It's trousers. But you have to either sing and perform like a little kind of folk song from Scotland, or like a kid's nursery rhyme, or rebuilt, which is basically you had to replace the tops of these barrels by like getting like the little metal bands off and then like resealing everything. I probably would have chosen the song just because it would probably be easier for me. I think most people ended up choosing the song except for Anthony and Spencer and Raquel and Kayla. And then there was probably another team. Anthony and Spencer and hang on, what's the other team's name? I can't think of. Oh, Ryan and Dusty. I think those were the 3 that did the barrel one. But yeah, it ends up being, pretty obvious that Kim and Penn are going to remain in first place. And yeah, they end up coming in first. For some of the other teams, the Raquel and Kayla also were having some difficulty navigating. Caro and Ray ended up figuring it out eventually. But yeah, Kim and Penn end up winning 5 nights at Cape Cod for coming in first in this leg. And then Anthony and Spencer and Dusty and Ryan end up coming in second and third with Anthony and Spencer. And then all the other teams start filing in. I'll go ahead and show the positions here. 4th place ended up going to Connie and Sam. 5th place, Caro and Ray. 6th place, Raquel and Kayla. 7th place, Lulu and Lala. 8th place, Taylor and Isaiah. 9th place, Akbar and Sherry. And then, of course, Arun and Natalia end up getting eliminated. Arun and Natalia were really struggling, mainly Arun with the song and the choreography, um, which he really beat himself up for. And Natalia was like very reassuring of like, it's not your fault that, it was a difficult song to remember, as well as the choreography, and like they're very particular about certain things. Sometimes they're more like lenient, I feel like, with some things, and like other things are like, no, that's not exactly right, you have to redo it again. So that's one thing of like the Amazing Race where I'm like, maybe sometimes they're just like, this is kind of difficult, we'll just, if they kind of got the idea, we'll figure it out. And if not, if it's something that is, I guess, either sacred to the culture that like really can't be like messed up, maybe they're more strict. I'm not really sure. This is my second season for Amazing Race. I still love it. It's just like I'm not like accustomed to it. So those are the positions. And then of course we get the announcement that COVID is delaying the season. Paul basically comes out and says that they'll recontinue when it's, safe to do so. We fast forward 19 months later to September 2021, and we're restarting the season. And we see that there's only 6 teams, and they're in Switzerland. And that's kind of where we leave off. So that's this episode for the Scotland leg. The next episode, for episode 4, is the Switzerland leg, which I'm very excited for. We got a little bit of a teaser of like what everyone was up to. The teams that returned obviously will reveal in that episode. But until then, thank you for watching, and make sure to watch out for the next episode of Amazing Race.